Good afternoon, people. Welcome back to another Crypto Sherpa news video where I bring you that daily crypto news. I'm your host, Paul Bucci, and let's dive into the articles because there's quite a bit of them. We got the CEO of Binance, which resigns. Venezuela and is coming out with their CBDC. Samsung's working with South Korea on their CBDC. Ethereum's hard fork is now burning 12 million. Coinbase allows Apple payments and so much more, people. So please give this video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned. Alrighty, let me share my screen with you so we can get on with the news. And for those of you looking to get into the crypto world and want to know how to do it safely, check out my my website, cryptosherpallc.com. I am your crypto consultant here to help get you started. We'll get you set up with a cold storage wallet. We'll get you set up with Coinbase. We'll get you set up with an over-the-counter exchange, which is even better than Coinbase. We'll teach you how to send, receive, transfer, not sell your cryptos, because if you do your research and understand it, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin is definitely a digital property, and you're going to hold on to it because you're just taking loans on that in the future. So yeah, I got so much to learn, so much to teach. So again, take a look down below. I got the link down there. All right, sharing my screen with you, and here we go. So Brian Brooks resigns as CEO of crypto exchange BinanceUS. Brian Brooks, the former head of the office of the comptroller of the currency, who became chief executive of BinanceUS this spring, has resigned. Brooks announced his move in a tweet Friday afternoon. He pointed to differences over strategic direction, but did not elaborate. He began his role at the US-based firm on May 1st. In a tweet, he goes, "Greetings, hashtag crypto community. Then you all know that I have resigned as CEO of BinanceUS despite differences over strategic direction. I wish my former colleagues much more success, exciting new things to come." So shortly after Brooks' announcement, BinanceUS posted a statement from Changpeng Zhao, CEO of Binance and chairman of the US-based exchange. Zhao said that this transition will not impact Binance US customers in any way. This is from the chairman of the board himself. Brian Brooks has resigned as Binance US's CEO. I remain confident in Binance US's business and its commitment to serve its customers and innovative as one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges in the United States. Binance US has poised to continue to grow and empower the future of finance. The transition will not impact Binance US customers in any way, as the company will continue to deliver best-in-class products and services. So yeah, that was the word from what was his name? Changpeng Zhao. Yep, so that was his tweet. He is the chairman of the board of it, and yeah, so it looks like they're going to be looking for a new CEO soon for Binance US. I'm sure there's probably LinkedIn or Indeed.com accounts. I kid. But yeah, so looks like they're gonna be going. But again, people, my own opinion, personal opinion, don't keep your money on exchanges. Maybe buy a little crypto on there, but then move it away instantly to your cold storage wallet because you want to be in full control of your cryptos. Next up, we got Venezuela announces digital boulevard for this October. So that's pretty soon. It's August already, September, October. That's only two full months away till we could see the digital bolívares. But the central bank digital currencies are turning out to be all the rage across many governments, with many nations actively developing their own. Venezuela, for instance, is in the news today after the country's central bank decided to roll out its own CBDC by October this year. The same was first revealed by the Venezuelan vice president of communication on Twitter. He reported, "Comunicado oficial del Banco Central de Venezuela, a papel del 10th, entra en vigencias el Bolívar digital." You can't read Spanish, which I know I can't, but what I kind of got is the bank's centralized digital currency of Venezuela will be released October 10th. So that's what I did get. Or no, that's an O, that's on the 10th. That's probably October 1st. Again, I can't read Spanish. But in another tweet, he goes on about that. I'm not going to try to read that because I don't want to butcher that in Spanish. But the announcement further added that the monetary redomination will also take place, one which will cut out 6 zeros from the Venezuelan currency Bolivar. Digital Bolivar will be accompanied by an equivalent new 1 Bolivar coin plus banknotes ranging from 5 BSs to 100 BSs. Sounds like bull Just kidding, I'm not going to finish that. But CBDC will be supported by an SMS-based exchange system in order to enable transfers and payments between users. The bank also clarified that none of these measures will have any effect on the current value of the Bolivar. The Bolivar will not be worth any more or any less in order to facilitate its use. It is being taken to a simpler monetary scale. Not the first time. This is not the country's first official stint with digital assets. Back in 2018, the government introduced an oil-backed cryptocurrency known as Petro. This one done in bid to supplement the falling Bolivar and the circumvent sanctions imposed by the United States. However, the move failed, as rather than being decentralized, the crypto was being controlled by the government. So again, I do not expect this to be any different from that, people. All CBDCs are not blockchain. They are internet, and they're just digital versions of their country or state's current dollar, Bolivar, whatever fiat that country is using. It's just a digital version of it. So it's got no power or whatever. It's still going to be controlled by, since the Bolivar is based off of the US dollar, the more US dollars getting printed, the lower it's going to go down in value. So just making it digital just gives them more control of how much they can give out to their people and just be in more control. But that is that news. The other CBDC comes with Samsung joining the Calco for offline trials of South Korean CBDC. The South Korean has been taking big steps towards the development of its central bank digital currency. In fact, according to local media, 2 Samsung affiliates are set to join several Kakao subsidiaries in piloting the Bank of Korea's CBDC prototype. Samsung reportedly will be carrying out the test for offline payments using its Galaxy smartphones. The central bank of the country confirmed Samsung Electronics and its subsidiary Samsung SDS's participation in the Kakao consortium. Just recently, with the current deal, Samsung's IT services and blockchain arm, Samsung's SDS will join Kakao as a tech system advisor. What's more, its other subsidiary S-Core will work with Kakao's blockchain company Ground X on coin insurance. The aforementioned report added Samsung Electronics and Kakao's blockchain subsidiary Ground X plan to start full-scale research work with Bank of Korea from the 28th of this month to June of next year. In addition to issuing and distributing CBDCs, it plans to implement cross-border remittance and payment functions in a virtual environment. As Samsung and Kakao rally together to develop South Korea's CBDC, the mobile giant wants to test operating a CBDC containment in its Galaxy phones. The team will be studying whether or not Galaxy phones can carry transactions in an offline mode, i.e. with an internet connection if possible. It will be a huge boost to the development of a CBDC. And if you want to do better with the CBDC, Samsung will put in an Elite Edge node into their phone systems and let that run off the blockchain technology. Yes, that's correct. An Elite Edge node from the Theta network. Samsung is a validator node, one of the validator nodes of the network, and so why wouldn't they bring this technology to South Korea? Like, if you've been following my other Theta Guardian and Elite Edge node updates, and we look at the Fiat Leak website of the blockchain development, we see that Theta is going to either the United States, South Korea, and a little bit of Germany. So seeing those transactions go to Korea really just makes sense now with Samsung partnering with South Korea's CBDC. So like, if Samsung's a part of it, you know Theta's moving there. So that's just my thought on what could be going on with that. But yeah, you have a blockchain phone, and if it runs perfectly, who knows, that could be the CBDC the other countries around the world will want to adopt. But that is highly likely. The only crypto I see that's going to make it to the very end is Bitcoin. And why is that? Let's skip this art for the next one. But why Bitcoin can save us from inflation. Bitcoin will save us from the coming dread that a lot of people might suffer from. But on July 13th at around 8:30 a.m., the Consumer Price Index report for the month of June dropped. According to the report, consumer price roses 5.4% this June 2021 from last June of 2020. This was the biggest monthly increase in prices since August of 2008. Real wages were or have been negative by the price increase. The cost of things you use and need every day are going up. Hashtag inflation is now trending. Part of the spike in the CPI numbers is due to massive supply and demand shock the global economy has experienced in the last year. This makes sense considering that the US doesn't manufacture much anymore. That's true. The US doesn't make anything. We are literally just consuming off everyone else. And all we're doing is just printing more and more money, which deflates that. We're just killing the US dollar even faster. And that just causes increases of inflation going all around, which I'm sure all of you've seen. Go to Wingstop, try to get a ranch dressing. It's going to cost you $1.10 or $1.20. I remember it used to only be 25 cents for a little side of ranch. But yeah, exclude everything you want to exclude: food, fuel, shelter, and used cars and trucks. And this still looks like the worst inflation spike in almost 3 decades. Now on MLIV, on the terminal/half inflation, you see that huge spike going on from the 2020 to 21. It's crazy. But I feel that I should briefly explain what exactly inflation is, because CNBC and Blue Book will lie to you. We've been taught that inflation is simply the increase of prices. This is a common definition for inflation that you'll come across to a certain degree. Yes, inflation is a steady rise of prices over time, but this is akin to going to an orthopedist and saying, you have a torn hip labrum. Well, how did you tear your hip labrum? We gloss over the acute cause of inflation, which is the drumroll, please. Blah, 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 blah. In all seriousness, the vast majority of the US money supply is digitally made through a computer. There is an infinite amount of cash at the Federal Reserve. Let me show you a chart that only goes up because of fiat. Yep, here we go, the Fed balance sheet. Trillions of dollars, and it is going all the way up as of last year because of COVID, government money printing, and keeping people in and not working. So of course that is going to go up to how much is being printed. But this is a chart of the Federal Reserve's balance sheet. What's going on here? The Fed controls the money supply in the US and buys asset that goes on the balance sheet. In 2006, the balance sheet was at just below $900 billion. In 2008, during the Great Recession, we had the balance sheet shot past $2 trillion as of June 2021. There are about $8 trillion now worth of assets on the balance sheet. The Federal Reserve has essentially expanded the balance sheet by a multiple of 10. This has boosted asset prices across investment in vehicles. The increase of the supply and the money in the economy drives asset prices as well as consumer prices. Assets have since 2008 appreciated in price. This includes Bitcoin, as it is currently being monetized, as in being utilized as money by retail, institutional investors, and even nations such as El Salvador. Stocks specifically, the S&P 500, hit all-time highs almost every other day because we have a surplus of money. Where else is it going to go right now besides that? But since the March 2020 sell-off, the S&P 500 has gained approximately 100% for every dollar you have put inside the index. You got to $2 in return. The Fed injected unprecedented amounts of liquidity into financial markets, and the consequences have been higher asset prices. Inflation in the government-issued currencies is rampant around the world and has only shown signs of an increase of 35% of all US dollars ever printed by the government. We were printed between March and December 2020. The dollars are melting ice cubes. These are starting statistically that approximately 47% of Americans have no assets. They are getting hurt by this money printing, eroding their stored value versus those that are investing. There's also a lot of Americans think that we're just going to keep going up, but we are in a 13-year bubble since that 2008 crash, and we are just about to burst. And I can see it. If you can't see it, then I'm glad you're watching this video because you need to be seeing this right now. Sorry. As I stated before, Bitcoin is not exempt from the monetary inflation we are witnessing. In fact, it has benefited greatly from it. There are, however, key distinctions between Bitcoin and all other assets that I'd like to point out. It is the most accessible asset ever created since it was designed for a digital world. The Bitcoin protocol is secured by tens of thousands of nodes distributed all across the globe. Because of this, the network maintains uptime and is resistant to any single point of failure. Anyone and everyone can participate in and secure the Bitcoin network. It is the first asset in existence where supply is strictly limited, no matter how many people join the network, how much the value rises, or how advanced the equipment is that mines it. There will never be more than 21 million Bitcoin in existence. If anyone attempts to raise that supply, they'd have to go through tens of thousands of full nodes. Due to strict limitations in the supply, there is no technical possibility of it increasing its supply to match an increase in demand. In this way, Bitcoin acts like a whole new asset class and may be one of the most efficient forms of a store of value ever seen. Bitcoin implements a far more superior monetary policy through code than central bankers in suits. That's right, there's no more middleman, we don't need those guys. But since the inception of government-issued currencies, nations across the globe have been plagued with unlimited printing by irresponsible governments. The current system is not designed to succeed, but rather to delay its ongoing and inevitable destruction. Let's do a quick math problem for you. What is infinity divided by 21 million? Exactly. So yeah, like Bitcoin's going to save this. Like I said, a bubble's coming. We're in a 13-year bull run, and it's about to burst. Markets, dollars crashing, and banks are flush with cash. And if Robert Kiyosaki from the Rich Dad Poor Dad series ever taught us anything, cash is a liability. Banks know that, and that's why they loan it out to you, because they don't want to hold on to it. But if you have the market crashing and the banks are holding all this money, where are they going to throw their money? They're not going to throw it in the housing market. They know it's going to crash. They might put it into some gold and silver, but that has been pumped with fake fiat for, I don't want to say centuries, because it's not decades. Decades is more like it. There we go. For decades. And what else do you have? Art pieces and crypto. So where do you think it's going to go? Bitcoin is definitely going to do very well from this. And what that brings me to, over to this article right here. Senator Elizabeth Warren says crypto poses bigger risks to the financial system the bigger it gets, and here's why. Basically, I told you that with the last article. Like, it poses its threat because their currency, their fiat currency, is dying. They're printing it to death. And we see it. The most 30% of the fiat has been printed within the last year. We haven't seen that big since World War II's history times. But yeah, I don't really even need to go through this article. Warren says that the crypto markets need a cop on the beat to protect it. So yeah, she just wants to be protective of it because, yeah, she knows she wants regulations on the cryptocurrencies because they know they can't control it. They can't print as much as they want anymore. There's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin out there. So governments are scared, and that's why the US is proposing a tax regulations on crypto that goes tomorrow. I had an article on that, but I just took it out of this because there was just so much news to go through. But yeah, people, stack up on some Bitcoin. That'll probably be the best investment you can do right now. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just saying, I'm just a guy who works in retail trying to get out, but he's also a consultant to teach you guys how to get into this and do it right and safely. Because if you keep your money on exchanges, your coins on there, they're going to tax the crap out of it because the exchanges work with the banks, and the banks are trying to work with the government, which are going to tax you. So again, people, think smart. Get a cold storage wallet, and that way no one's going to tax you. Just put it in your safe, put it in a hiding spot, and forget about it. And when the time comes where you can take a lending or you can take a loan out on it, do it, because Bitcoin is digital property. It's not a currency, as Michael Saylor would say. And there's my dog barking at the dog. My dad's home. But next up, we got Ethereum network burns $12 million in Ethereum in the first 24 hours since the EIP 1559. I did a report on this a couple days. Baxter, hey! And again, my dogs. I wish I can get my own studio so that way I could do this without interruptions at all. I'm going to get a green screen soon, so I make it even better. But yes, since the Ethereum network's latest upgrade dubbed London, which introduced a transaction fee burning mechanism, the network has burned 4,600 Ethereum in the first 24 hours, worth about $12 million. The upgrade happened yesterday at 12:33 UTC time at block height 12,965,000 and went successfully within a few hours. A few hundred Ethereum had been burned, an amount that didn't slow down. If you don't know what burnt means, it means it was very much gone, destroyed. No more Ethereum because that's what the new method is. They've been printing up, making way too many of it. Ethereum's kind of inflationary, so now they're going, as they switch over to a proof of stake network, this is like the first part of it with Ethereum 2.0, but with this hard fork, yeah, you get to get rid of some Ethereum, which is awesome. That makes it a little bit more scarce. But again, it's only going to be deflationary if the more people use this network, the more it's going to burn. So the burn has to be greater than the amount of Ethereum being created. But the transaction fee burning mechanism was brought in by the EIP 1559 improvement, designed to make fees easier to use and to help the network handle high demand. It requires a base fee to be burned, and then users can also tip miners if they want to encourage their transaction to go through more quickly. The base fee rises when there's higher demand on drops when demand is lower. This doesn't mean the Ethereum networks is now deflationary. Every block to Ethereum is rewarded to miners for helping run the network. This adds up to a total of 12,700 Ethereum roughly every day. So again, we have to burn more than this amount. That's the number I was trying to look for. So in order to be deflationary, we have to burn more than 12,700 Ethereum. And how much did we burn the other day again? 4,600. So yeah, we need to burn at least 3 times that for it to become deflationary. But Ethereum miners may start feeling the brunt, however. In recent months, transaction fees have risen so high that they were accounting for 50% of the miner revenue, equally about 1 Ethereum per block, but with the base fees getting burned, miners will miss out on the big source of revenue unless Ethereum users end up paying high transactions fee on top of the base fees to make transactions different. Whew, that's a lot of mouthful, but yeah, it's a good start. Like same with like the Theta network and TFUEL burning. Like Theta fuels like token, like as long as you can burn more, as long as more transactions go through and more TFUEL can be burnt in the process, then it'll become deflationary. But until that time comes, it's still going to be the inflationary asset. But as the world keeps adopting cryptocurrencies, we will probably soon see that. Next up, which I thought was pretty cool news, not for it being an NFT, but for what it's actually doing. CryptoPunk owners have a new way to make money, and that's renting out their avatars, a new blockchain protocol that allows users to rent out their non-fungible tokens for social signaling. But some find this concept ridiculous. I don't know why, but the blockchain platform, ReNFT, allows users to rent out their non-fungible tokens, such as CryptoPunks. This sparked a broader discussion on whether copy-pasting a digital image can even be considered a crime. A non-fungible token rentals protocol called the ReNFT launched on the Ethereum mainnet recently, allowing users to rent out assets like CryptoPunks. Interestingly, on a conceptual level, the new services has stirred a key question which strikes at the heart of the NFT sector. Why not just copy and paste? Well, that's the thing, you can't copy and paste an NFT, but CryptoPunk owners sign a special transaction. This transaction follows the tenants' rights protocol, which gives sole permission to display the CryptoPunk as your avatar for a fixed period of time, up to 99 days, explains the CryptoPunk Ret platform's FAQ. Tenants may display as an avatar. They rent a Punk Twitter, Discord, NFT marketplace, and any other social platform Punk users. In other words, ReNFT has created a licensed service of sorts that lets people borrow and display their Punk avatar feeds. Now, you know what's cool about this? If they created this, right, wait till you start making NFT versions of your house deed, your car, and then you can now rent them out via blockchain technology. There you have it, people. That's where the world's headed. Like, the world is being digitized onto the blockchain, and we are going way past the current digital world, and we are just surpassing it greatly. So I look forward to what else they're going to do on this. Like with new smart contracts being made every day, new businesses built around blockchain technology, like we are looking for a really, really good future in the crypto world. And lastly, or no, I got 2 more articles still to go. But Coinbase integrates Apple Pay. So woo, if you have a Coinbase Visa card, you can now add that to your iPhone and pay with your cryptocurrencies in the real world through your phone. But remember, people, with Coinbase's card, you are still selling your cryptos, so you will get taxed on it. You got to keep track of each transaction you do. It is an exchange, so they will report them to the IRS if you're in the US. So again, but this is still cool news. Coinbase is on with the Apple Pay. Kudos. No need to read it through the article because I just basically explained that to you. And lastly in the news, a new bill in Ukraine to allow payments in cryptocurrencies, says official. The deputy minister of Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation believes that crypto payments will be allowed in the Ukraine similarly to payments deriving from the US dollar. A new cryptocurrency-related bill in the Ukraine will allow payments in cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, despite not recognizing crypto as legal tender yet, a government official claimed. Deputy Minister of Ukraine's Ministry of Digital Transformation, Oleksandr Bornyakoviv, is confident that it would be quite legal to pay with cryptocurrencies in the Ukraine through payment intermediaries that enable crypto to fiat conversions. The official said in Friday's interview with the local financial publications, Minfin, that Ukraine's draft bill on the virtual asset clearly states that cryptocurrencies do not constitute legal tender in the country, only allowing crypto purchases. However, the bill stipulates that local payment processes would still be able to provide services for converting crypto to fiat to enable payments derived from crypto staking. Today, the legislation in Ukraine also does not allow you to pay in dollars, but you can easily pay for purchases with the dollar card. Currencies are converted instantly during payments, therefore it will be quite legal to pay with a cryptocurrency in the Ukraine, but through an intermediary. Bornyakov also noted that the upcoming bill will officially legitimize the process of cryptocurrency trading and reporting. We expect that there will be a whole market of intermediary services for payments of goods by cryptocurrency, their storage and exchange. This will expand the possibility of their use, he added. As previously reported by Cointelegraph, the Ministry of Digital Transformation recommended the adoption of an updated draft bill on the virtual assets in the second reading in late June. Local e-bank Monobank subsequently disclosed plans to launch a debit card featuring Bitcoin trading. The news comes shortly after Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky signed another digital currency-related law, referred to as the Law on Payment Services. The law officially enabled Ukraine's central bank to issue central bank digital currencies to the digital hryvnia. So yeah, so even these guys have a CBDC. So the world is adopting this, and kudos, awesome. And lastly, we're going over the crypto market on CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin is at $42,739. It's getting so close to that 43K mark. Ethereum's almost to the 3,000 mark, but that's probably due to the hard fork. So that's good news. Cardano's at $1.40. No one cares about XRP. Nobody cares about Doge. Nobody cares about Uniswap. I don't care for the centralized tokens. I only go for decentralized. In order to look for that, check the IPO or IEO, and that will let you know if a coin is centralized or decentralized. Litecoin's at 147. That's nice. I can't wait till we get back to 200. I really look forward once Litecoin hits 1,000. Theta's at 692. It was at $7 earlier today. The Dow is at $1 still. Monera's at 263. And there was an article on that. There was like a little bug where transactions can be seen, but the team is working on it. I didn't show you that because there was just so much news to report. And lastly, we'll go over the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. We're back in the neutral phase. We're at 52 for today. I'll be updated in 31 minutes. I'll give you a new update tomorrow. We'll see where we're at. But we're in neutral, so it's a who knows where the market can go at this point. When we look into the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, signs of extreme fear are a great buying opportunity because investors are too worried. But when we're in the greedy territory, that means the market is due for a correction. So right now, we're just in the neutral phase, and let's just see where the market goes. There's been a lot of great news, a lot of adoption going on. So I'm excited to see where it comes. I am bullish on the future of cryptocurrencies. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you got something from this video, please give it a thumbs up, like and share this with your friends, subscribe. I always appreciate new subscribers. You guys are the best. And again, if you're getting into cryptocurrencies, check out my website, links down below, Crypto Sherpa LLC, and I will help get you started. So again, thank you so much for watching. The Crypto Sherpa is out.